Bitcoin and Ethereum. Do you feel like, well, you should just
walk away, and there will be an end to the horror.
Well, we're going to talk about that and more because we're going to take a look at what's going on in this chart here. Oh boy, not looking so good, and we're going to talk about that in today's episode. Well, I'm not walking away. I can tell you that much. I'm not walking away. And I know many of you feel like that. Oh, it's horrible. They can't believe this. Ethereum, Bitcoin, they're just dumping. What's going on? Why is this happening? Why are we at 100K? Yes, well, I've mentioned it in many other videos that, hey, you know what? Most likely the Fed and the central banks are behind this, and same with the banking system itself. They're clear. They know that they're not stupid. They know that if people come into Bitcoin, they're not going to leave. They know that the more people come in, the worse it is for them. And how do more people come in? Well, I'm sorry, but it's just with price action. They don't come in based on, hey, you know what? This is a proven technology, it's solid, works, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it has a history of 10 years. No, they come in because they see price go up. And when they see price go up, they're like, well, what's going on over there? Because they only understand the world through the lens of, hey, supply and demand, and you know, there's no such thing as manipulation and no such thing as controlled by the government. So if price goes up, that's reality. And so, yeah, and that's how it is. And that's kind of scary for them because they might be able to manage the price of Bitcoin at this point for quite a long time. The Federal Reserve could manage the price, well, not quite a long time, but at least slowly enough, right, for nobody to notice. And once that happens, that means that there's less and less people will come in and they won't have a chance to get into Bitcoin. And that's kind of sad. But hey, we're here. We're going to do our best to trade this and manage our portfolio so that we do not get wrecked. And so if you're interested in trading it, you could do so by heading over to bybit.davincij15.com or femex.davincij15.com. All right, let's get on to the charts, the scary and ugly chart. You can see that I've redrawn the trend lines here, and you can see that this is like brutal. We break above here. I was hoping for a break above here, and we can continue up to the 53 level, well, at least to the 50. Well, I would say the 53-ish area right up here. But more likely in this area is where we'll see some resistance between the 50,000 and the 53,000 is where we're gonna see some pockets of resistance before Bitcoin starts to roll over again. Once we break it out in the positive direction. Now, unfortunately, this is not good. The chances are if we come down, we're gonna break this trend line. And the target is all the way down here. We're probably going to, let's just see here. We're probably going to go all the way below the last wick low and probably retest the 40K. So when we want to see what's going to happen, there's always a situation when you say you look left, right? Look left, right? When you want to see what could possibly happen with price action and where we can go and all that good stuff. Look left. So where did we turn around here? You can see Bitcoin turned around last time. So there's a lot of people who are like, oh, wait a second here. I missed out, so I'm going to set my buy order right here. And they have their buy order set down here, waiting for Bitcoin to come back. So we're talking about the $40,800 level. So not a far away cry from that lower wick, right? But yeah, it looks like we're set to break that wick once we break this lower trend line. Once we come down here, if there's a lot of buying here, this will hold Bitcoin higher. It's got to hold actually, or if it doesn't hold, it's going to drop even further, probably to the 35K, unfortunately. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just the way the market's showing us, and we have to accept it the way it is. Can we trade this? Yes, you can. There's a most likely a trade, but keep in mind, if this doesn't break down, right, this could be a failed move equals a fast move in the opposite direction. So just remember that. With your chart, you put your stops. Once we break this level, right, you could sit or break even these wicks here, right? You could set your short going down, and once we break, right, I would suggest you watch out for the failed move with fast move in the opposite direction. Whoops, let me just draw that a bit better. Right down here, we could go like this, and then oh no, and go straight back up really fast. So be careful and make sure you set your stops. Stops to break even. Your stops just to as it breaks out here. So that you are not getting wrecked. Okay, going down to the lower time frames. If you wanted to see if you can jump in on any kind of short, it might be a little. It is late to the party on the short here. The short was clearly in this wick. You might have missed it. You might have tried to do a Hail Mary with this one and it just wicked you out, but you got a second chance if you did the Hail Mary to. Well, no, it didn't quite make it on this one because this wick was too large. With the fibs, which was only 61.8. Let me draw that right here. Didn't even get to the 61.8. Look at that. So once we came back up, we didn't even come to the 61.8. It was just a dying trend down. All right, so, but you did have another chance here, as you can see, right? You could have shorted it here and held it down. So how much further does this thing has to go? I think it's not worth a short here. If anything, you can see that it wants to create a little bit of a long. I wouldn't go long here either. The long is probably at this trend line if we come up to it. So you have to just wait and see and put your hands in underneath your thighs and not do anything at this point because it's in no man's zone right now. Bitcoin price action. So you don't want to trade because you're going to just get chopped out on this lower time frame. Remember, I do have DJ15 tokens. If you want to have some DJ15 tokens and join the group, watch this video live, right? You can do so by owning some DJ15 tokens, and a percentage of my wealth that I earn from my YouTube channel, I go into buying the DJ15 tokens and burning them. So make sure you click on, if you hold some DJ15 tokens, make sure you click on any of these referral links below here. The link is in the description below, and also if you just head over to DaVinciJ15.com/referrals, you can get to it as well. Let's head over to Ethereum, and I have some good news. I have some news to tell you. Well, it's not really good news actually on Ethereum that I found out just recently, and I just realized that wow, Ethereum is just as hardcore managed as Bitcoin is. And yeah, we're going to talk about that in the news rant that's coming up afterwards. So make sure you don't miss the news rant for today. It's going to be a good one. All right, looking at Ethereum, you can see what's clearly going on here. M City. Oh, you just have to hate it when the market does that to you, man. Just hate it. Right? Because it's like, do you have to like create a nice perfect M for those bears just so that they can like chew us up and spit us out? Why do you have to do that? If you ignore the candle, just stick to the candle bodies, right? You can see that we have broken down, and it's Ethereum might be down and out in Beverly Hills. If we go to the candle bodies to figure out basically the target, right? It was right about here. So our target is, well, it's not so bad. It's right close to the trend line. So you can see if you wanted to trade this, right, you can see that there's a nice price. Let's see here, gain of, yeah, so a drop of 7%, right? So it can give you a little bit of profits, of huge profits if you're doing leverage, right? So that's the way the cookie crumbles, and that's what we're looking at. Going down to a shorter time frame. Well, at least if it comes above the EMA, you see that we're at a little bit of a resistance level that we're going to come back to. It's probably just a weak resistance level at this point as it comes up to it, and if it breaks back up, breaks above this 13 EMA. I mean, the EMA ribbons, then it's a good time to probably short, because this thing is probably going to roll over and die. There's no indications they're giving you a chance to get in on a shorter time frames, so you'd have to wait and try your luck with maybe with a Hail Mary should we come back up there, up above the 13 EMA and so forth, and see if you can get in on a short there. Well, not 13 EMA, but the ribbons, right? Because it's already above the 13 EMA in this particular chart. You see we're just above the 13 EMA on the 15 minute, so we'd have to wait and see if it gets above the ribbon before we can pull the trigger. And then we really need a little bit more information to say if we're gonna pull the trigger on this one. But yeah, you could trade it like, oh hey, you know what? I'm gonna do the Hail Mary from the bottom here. This top, this turn right here, and the Hail Mary, as you can see, is the 78.6, which is, let's see what number that is. Let me just get rid of the line here. That's the $3,897 or $3,900 even. What's $3? $2 with Monk's friends, and yeah, that's where I would be interested in hitting the short on this. See if we can get lucky. I'm getting in on a short. Well, we're going over to the dominance, right? The dominance is bouncing once again off of the 40% or 39-ish%. And this is what I expected, but I expected a bigger bounce on this one, and now it didn't get that bigger bounce, and so this bounce is going to probably be smaller. And oh boy, once we break this 39%, crypto bubbles are going to go crazy, and you're going to make some serious dough. It's probably going to occur in the new year, so wait for that, because that would make the most sense. And yeah, we're going to make a lot of money using the little lady strategy to earn more Bitcoin. Why? Because we know that Bitcoin's real. Bitcoin's here to stay, and we need to be a part of it. Cheers.